This episode of Power Women of the Trades is also brought to you by Forrest Perry of Forrest Perry Digital Marketing. Want to generate more leads for your service business? Trust his team to deliver quality new customer leads and protect your brand online. Check out perrymarketing.com today.
Hello everyone. We want to give a quick shout out to our amazing partner, Rilla, the game changer in the home service industry. Rilla's virtual ride-along software means no more physical ride-alongs. With Rilla, you can coach your team virtually 100 times faster and boost your close sale rates like never before. Don't miss out. Join the movement today and watch your sales soar. Visit rilla.com/PWT to learn more.
Most businesses' online presence is boring. And by being boring, they're losing out on potential sales and customers. Being interesting and exciting is what draws customers in and gets them to buy from you. But it's hard to be interesting online when you're focused on running your business and taking care of your customers. It doesn't have to be this way. We have the key to unlocking the solution to your problem. Key Heart Marketing can help take your business from boring to brilliant on social media. We can vouch for them. They run our podcast socials. If you want to have a strong social media presence that allows customers to know, like, and trust you, connect with Key Heart Marketing at keyheartmarketing.com.
Hey everyone, this is Eric Thomas with Rival Digital, and I am proud to announce that we are the newest sponsor for the Power Women of the Trades podcast. We've been a big fan and supporter of the show for years, and we are just very excited and very honored for the opportunity to now be one of the podcast sponsors. So make sure you check out their page and subscribe to the podcast and listen in on wherever you get your podcast episodes from. Rival Digital is a full-service premier digital marketing agency for the home services industry. We offer everything from website design, search engine optimization, online advertising, public relations, and more. If you're interested in learning more about the services we offer for contractors just like yourself, head on over to rivaldigital.com, and we look forward to chatting with you.
Welcome to Power Women of the Trades podcast. This show is all about breaking barriers and changing the game. Our guests will feature some of today's most successful female entrepreneurs and other advocates of our industry as well. Because if there's one thing we know for sure, female-led entrepreneurship drives change on multiple levels. We want to empower women in the trade industry like you so you can maximize your potential, stay balanced, achieve long-term success, and claim ownership over your life. Let's get started.
Welcome back to Power Women of the Trades podcast with Cassie and Kaylee.
Hey.
Today we have Kelli Evans with us, and I'm super excited for this. This has been a long time coming. Kelli is the Director of Operations for Quality, and she was employee number 3? Yeah. 4 with us.
1, 3, 4.
Well, Oscar and I are 1 and 2, right?
Oh, right. Yeah.
Yeah. So 3. I guess we had some texts in there at some point, but so she's been with us for the duration. She's seen everything, the good, the bad, the ugly, all sides of Cassie. And on top of that, so side story, Kelli and I have been friends for 32 years. 32, so. Yeah. We're going to get into all of that, of how that has played into her position here, or how it has not played into her position here. So people love to talk about that. Like, oh, Cassie just gave her job.
Absolutely
She would strongly disagree.
Yeah, strongly disagree.
I was not always the easiest person to work with. And she definitely gets no favors.
No, not at all.
No favors. So,
and you've worked your way up too. Like you didn't automatically start at Director of Operations either.
Correct.
Absolutely.
Right. So anyway, so Kelli, tell us about your journey in the trades. How'd you get here? I guess I just spilled some of that.
Yeah, you did. So whenever you and Oscar decided to take this on, I want to say it was within 3 months.
Mm-hmm.
You needed somebody to answer the phones, and that got to be me. So I very quickly became the voice, the face, the customer experience.
Yeah.
And that was huge.
Yeah. So like people who work here now have no clue the trenches that Kelli was once in. Like Kelli was like everything. Like she answered the phones, the CSR, the dispatcher, the MOD, the parts runner, the forklift driver.
On call 24/7.
On call 24/7. We have stories of like Memorial Day weekend, like Oscar having to pull the boat under the Keystone Dam, and she's like crawling under
sitting on the floor, taking a phone
call because we didn't have a call center, and or you were the call center.
I was. Yep.
So, and then she really got to be a part of helping us like build what we wanted quality to look like, and so one thing like I always remind her is for a long time we always said that the technicians we were looking for Oscar Pound customer service, but like we inside the building have looked for Kelli Evans customer service and like replicating that because you set the standard of what customer service was supposed to look like at quality.
Yeah. So culture is big, and that's whether you're offering it within the building or out of the building, and you have to set the standard from day one. And I feel like that's something that we've carried on throughout the years. But yeah, I can appreciate that there's a little bit of a replica of what I started for sure.
She's definitely the one too that like we're always like, yep, her customer service voice went to Harvard today because she can flip it on real quick. But that's great. And so she's been pivotal of like helping us teach our CSRs and really anyone that's customer facing of what that looks like. And but like one thing, okay, so let's go through the journey here. So back then you were CSR, everything.
Yeah.
And then we started growing and what have you done, Kelli?
Well, I think it's probably easier to go through what I haven't done. But I was CSR, and then I really trained that out more than anything. I helped build that call center. And then when we did separate out dispatch from call center, I taught a little bit of that, but I think it was really kind of self-taught along the way too, of just trying to figure it all out, what made the most sense for us, how we were going to run the business, really played a part in helping build the warehouse, and then moved on to management role, and here I am.
So director of operations for us looks like,
where do I start?
Everything.
I'm a little bit of IT. I handle the fleet. I obviously help oversee the larger operations of not just quality, but Stellar, Fortify, whatever I need to do on those pieces of it. Still help oversee warehouse.
You're over the call center still.
Over the call center still as well.
And
install.
So what we look at the operations is like how like the full customer experience. And so Kelli's in charge of making sure all of those pieces and like
the beginning and the end.
The beginning and the end of the biggest jobs too, right? So like on our install jobs, it's important for someone to be focused on those. And so and making sure that really goes the way it's supposed to go. Yeah. So I am really intrigued to hear the answer to this question for you. But this is something that I've coached you a lot, I know, but how have you struggled with imposter syndrome?
Oh man. I don't think I was ready for this question. Kaylee said they were all going to be easy. No, I mean, I think it's so important I would like to start by saying, yes, Cassie and I are friends and have been friends for a long time, but we both set the standard and boundaries of we understand what's expected of ourselves within this building. So I always say when we walk through this building, we aren't friends. And I don't mean that in a defensive way. I think it's so important to say I've done my part and you do your part to separate out the two. And that allows me to grow as a person. And you've taught me a lot along the way as well without getting any blurred lines, essentially.
So I think one thing specifically is, and I think a lot of women struggle with this though, as you become a leader, you start really in the beginning, especially, and maybe sometimes still, of like, am I the right person for this? Am I capable of this?
Sure.
Why did she give me this? Why does she keep giving me this? But because, in our space, it's a man's world, right? It was supposed to be.
I say that a lot. I think I do still struggle. There's days where it's like, am I still the right person for this? And the answer is always yes, right? Like we all have mental blocks. And I think it's important to sit back and remind ourselves about the conversations that we've had of why we are important, why we're in the roles that we're in, and why we play the part that we do. And I still constantly remind myself of that.
Yeah, I think a lot of this happens whenever you're in the middle of a big growth spurt too. Is like, you're like, am I capable of doing this? And you have to remind yourself, yes, you've come this far. You still have the tools to do it. You just got to put your mind to it and do it.
Which all three of us have an interesting piece here, because we work together day to day. So Kelli was with us when Quality was doing zero revenue. Basically, essentially, right? I mean, little.
When we prayed for the mail to run.
Right. There were times that she would be like, yo, you guys must have been praying last night because the checks came in. Because we used to do.
That's an amazing story.
That
just shows what has led up to where we are. And that's something to be thankful for.
Those were our new construction days where we were waiting on those people that were making us the bank, and it was rough. And we didn't know if we were going to have money sometimes. And, Kelli's been through all of that. But so $0 in revenue. And then Kaylee came in when we were doing $8 million in revenue. And now we've 4 times that.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Yeah.
Dang. So you guys have seen
such a crazy
and we've
journey.
seen all of us go through. So Kaylee can identify with this too. Even, I hired Kaylee when she was 22.
Crazy.
Straight out of college, did her interview in the dorm.
Right, straight out of Compton. Not really. Okay. But we are constantly growing, and like you said, in a growth spurt, right? And so we're having to adapt and change and pivot quickly. And I always say that that's why we're better than everybody, because we move quick.
Sure.
And we can move faster than anyone else. We don't wait for someone to have a board meeting to decide if we can do it. The board meeting was done, never. And so we, Well,
and I think too, it plays a part to have the level of confidence and leadership that we do.
Right.
And that's across the board, whether it be in the building, in the field, speaking confidence into I about said these people, but they're our people, into our employees, and just empowering them and saying, yes, we're going to step in here and we're going to do this and we're going to back you.
Yeah.
And that's big.
But not just that, but empowering each other as leaders.
Yeah.
And trusting each other as leaders. Yep. Because I know us three specifically, we work together a lot. And I mean, newsflash, I think everyone knows this, but we're a heavy female led company. And that's a big question of, we've had a ton as, do you think that hinders people applying to work here because there's so many women? And the answer's always been no, we're pretty staffed. What do you think?
I don't think it affects it. I think, again, we're in a man's world. So we understand both sides of that, right? As far as we've seen it all grow. But I feel that we kind of set that tone in the interview. Right. Here's what to expect, but you're not going to be treated any different.
Well, and I think that in the long run, can you guys agree with me that our recruiting has almost become easier because we've become a place that people want to work because they've heard on the streets that we're structured and put together, and we know there's always a plan, and there's I don't think being a heavily female-led company is even a glimpse of some of these people's thoughts anymore.
Oh, I agree.
We've attracted an employee that I'm not necessarily saying is wanting it. I need a female leader. I was just saying that like they're wanting the structure that we are portraying.
That's
like
what I was
we
about to
have.
say. I think they want the direction, they want the structure, they want the confidence, and that doesn't always come. I mean, and that could be from a female or a man side, but that doesn't always come with every leader that you encounter. And I think that we do a great job as a leadership team portraying that out to to our employees as to here's what you have to look forward to.
Yeah, for sure. What challenges have you faced that have helped you make you a stronger leader today?
I think it goes back to what we were just talking about, like you're only here because you're friends with Cassie, or you have the privilege because of X, Y, and Z. And that's not the case. So for me, it's, I'm going to prove why I'm here. And no matter what position I'm in or what title I may or may not have, or whatever that looks like, for me, it's showing it. I'm going to prove that I'm worth my while here.
Yeah.
Well, and I think too, like Kelli and my kids can all say that like they don't get breaks. It's the opposite. They'd probably prefer not to know me. Like it's the opposite.
I wouldn't go that far.
No, right. But like there is no what people probably think of like, oh, they've got this easy buy or this easy. It's just not that way. And to some degree, I probably pushed more and took advantage of more than I should have in the younger years, because I knew she was available and was capable of doing it. And thankfully she trusted the process, because, there's several, and Kaylee's one too, that I've thought about this, like hiring someone out of college at 22 and just being like, yo, here's heat and air. Like, and she thought she was going to be in like the sports world or something. Right. Yeah. And like, I remember one time like running through the airport with her and I'm like, did you ever think you would be doing this? And she's like, no, I thought I was going into sports. Like this is with heat and air, And so
nobody really can prepare you for the trades either. Let's be real.
But I've always said to everybody of like, have faith, trust the process.
Absolutely.
And you two can both see that we've grown and we've trusted the process, even on the days even the days that we were wondering why we were trusting the process.
Or why we had the keys to the building, because that said a lot too.
We said that a lot. I mean, there used to be days that like I don't answer the phones anymore because I'm really not allowed to. And that's not a joke. Like, because
I actually told her that yesterday.
I got access to Phones Pro yesterday, or a dial pad, because I was trying to fix something and I probably broke it. I think I broke it, but
you did. I've been fixing it all morning.
I have access, but I don't actually have access. I was like, I will not be answering the phone because I'm not meant for that anymore, because I'm protective. Yeah. And so if someone's like,
that's a good word.
You don't want me on the phone if someone's like mad, because I'll be like, I wish someone would.
She's 53.
I'm 53. But trusting the process and like seeing how as we've grown, like that's been pretty interesting, right? Like,
I think the most rewarding piece is seeing where we have come from. I mean, there's days, there's months, there's been seasons that we've been in the trenches, and that's real. Maybe we brought something on that we thought we were ready for, and it was like, we're just learning along the way. And now it's rewarding. It's, it's a place that you walk into every day and you're thankful to be at. And there's still an opportunity to grow every day. And it's, just happy to be here, literally.
Yeah. Yeah. That's what I was getting at. There used to be times back in the day that we would both like get off the phone and we'd lay in the floor. We have like pictures of us laying in the floor, like, just punch us. Yeah. Like, we can't take another phone call. What are we supposed to do? Like, we are in the trenches. And so seeing the growth from there and now like being on this other side, it's just like wild. Yeah. And then
I still recall the picture that I'm setting up underneath my desk and my hands on top of my desk, just to let people know I'm still available, but please don't. It's there. It floats around.
Here.
But that
leave me alone. It was crazy. And then, she's been with us as we, have added more staff, and then people thought I was adding staff too quickly.
Yeah.
You've been through those days. And the staff that we hired was always intentional to get us to the next piece. And it's always worked out. But okay, so speaking of, one of the things you just said of anything that I throw at you guys. So whenever I was like, let's do garage doors.
I mean, you were wild for that one. You were.
But what
Well,
happened?
Yeah. I mean, here we are.
What happened? So I was wild for it. They thought I was
took off.
nuts. And
my
then,
favorite story is the fencing one.
Yeah,
so
that
far,
one's my favorite too.
honestly.
You got to tell that
So,
one because that one was
Fortify
crazy.
was a joke until it wasn't 13 days later. I mean, there's no other way to put it.
so Stellar Garage Doors going back, we started that in April, May of 25. And
How about said 24?
I was literally just needing garage door service. And I'm like, who do you call? And then I start looking around and I'm like, Kaylee, from a marketing perspective, like, we can do this.
Yeah.
And she's like, right. And I'm like, and we have a database of like customers. And so it was just like, but I walked into the leadership team and I was like, yo, we're going to start garage doors. And they were like, okay. And I love that you guys trust me enough.
Well,
So you don't
Yes.
trust me?
oh, like, okay, hold on, how do I put this? No, we've seen it happen.
Right.
So there's a whole lot of trust, but there's also a mindset of yours that I don't think any of us can replicate as far as such forward thinking and why you're there, that we kind of have no choice but to trust it. And I don't mean it in a way of like, oh, we're just falling in line. That's not it at all. Like, you've proven where you're at, and some of your mindset is just so off the wall that it really is amazing.
Right.
And that can't be replicated.
Well, thanks. I know that people do be thinking I've lost it.
I mean, some days.
Yeah. And so Fortify Fence on April 1st, 2026, I had, when we started Stellar, we have a strategy and of naming, and I won't go into all of that, but like, we had kind of like reserved some names, and Fortify was one of them. And so, but then I really never thought like we would do Fence. And so on April Fool's Day, I have Chat GPT make me I literally put in a picture of our van, our quality van, and said, make me a wrapped van in pink and something else, and name
It was
it
yellow. At the
pink and
time.
yellow. Yeah. And name it Fortify Fence. And then I posted, and it was it was a really good Chat. Killed it on that.
Yeah.
It was believable.
He, she, what do we
It
call
was
her?
too believable, I guess.
That's really good.
So I posted it at like 8:00, April 1st.
Yeah.
And I tell nobody. I just posted on my personal Facebook. Okay.
And the all company chat.
Oh, wait. And I put it in the all company
Yeah.
chat.
Yeah.
Okay. But I don't say anything else. I was just like, this is our new division, Fortify Fence, blah, blah, blah. And then we had it was like typical morning stuff. Like at 8:00, we go into the huddle at 10. And then by the time the huddle's done, we've booked a call, like a couple calls.
Yeah.
Okay.
From technicians just having conversation.
Our technicians have flipped leads for Fence. And I'm like, oh,
Guys, this wasn't real.
This was an April Fool's Day joke. Like, I just forgot to tell y'all it was a joke. And then I go on Facebook and I'm like, ha, 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 this was a joke. And someone made a comment, was like, this joke is going to be real. Watch. And so then I start getting these messages, and they're like, but wait, the fence, like, we need a fence person now.
And it makes sense.
Yeah.
And so I go to Oscar and I'm like, babe, how hard is it? And he's like, it's not, but and I'm like, but do we have the tools to do the job?
We had the people
And
that we
we
had
had-
no clue about.
So then our staff starts messaging, and we had like 7 people on staff that had not just oh, I put up a fence before, but worked years in fence.
Yep.
And so it was like the perfect setup. And so I was like, buy the LLC, make the thing. And then in the first month, we ended up opening up shop 13 days later.
Yes.
On
Full blown install 13 days later. Technicians ready to roll.
And it's wild. We've been selling fence.
Yeah.
It's cool. So anyways, that is, I think, I am willing to bet on our team. I know, you said forward thinking. I am always forward thinking, but I also know what our team's capable of.
Yeah.
And then I just want to be the best damn home service company in America. And that doesn't have to be isolated to HVAC, plumbing, and electric. We've proven that we can do a really good job in all of the spaces. And so, and you know, every single time now they're all like, what's next? And I'm like, so because we opened Stellar in May and then Fortify in April, I think I've myself set up for failure for next spring. So,
you know, she'll come up with something last minute and
not last minute. I need to say it's like, it wasn't last minute. Well, no, this one, it wasn't last minute. This was just an accident, a happy accident. But the Fortify team, this is insane.
Accident. I like
it's just insane. Like I think that's a testament to what we've built though.
Absolutely.
Because
from the praying for the mailbox to the
because it wasn't just like people were it's like we haven't even advertised Finch yet and we're booked. We have install teams booked. That's wild.
Yeah.
And we haven't advertised yet and it's just been like word of mouth, but it's proven that we've built a trustworthy brand and we've built a leadership team that trusts each other and we've built staff that trusts it all.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy.
That's huge.
Yeah.
That's
makes
huge.
my brain sometimes be like,
I still sometimes could cry, and not just from like the stress, because obviously, but no, just like just seeing it all. Like it's so. I talk about it often with just multiple people, and it's just to see the growth, to see the change, to see it all. It's fulfilling. It really is.
This has been Power Women of the Trades. Like what you hear so far? Leave us a review in Apple and make sure to listen to our other episodes wherever you enjoy listening to your podcasts. Thanks for listening, and we'll catch you on the next one.